and start in child's pose.
And take a really nice deep breath in. Filling the back body, expanding the rib cage up and down, side to side. Like, can you stretch your muscles and in between each rib just by breathing a little deeper? And as you exhale, just letting yourself melt into your mat. Lift up your torso, take both hands to the right side of your mat, left fingertips reach a little bit further forward. Take a deep breath into your left side, open, expand. Create space, again, stretching those muscles, the fascia, just by deepening the breath. As you exhale, keep your hands glued on the floor where they are. Pull the rib cage to the left and roll that left shoulder down and away from your ear. Encourage your right shoulder and right hip closer. Contracting through one side to expand through the other. And switch, walking over towards the left. Right fingertips reach. Inhale to create a little more length, a little more reach. Exhale, ribs to the right. Right shoulder rolls down and away. Slowly come back into center. Bring your palms to touch. Bring your thumbs to the back of your neck. You can walk your elbows a little bit further forward, a little closer together. Deep breath in between the shoulder blades. Let your back body rise. Exhale, press your elbows down and draw back. Hands come down to the mat. Rounding curl. And with your inhale, let your belly drop down, shoulder blades squeeze, eyes and chest lift. Cow pose. And just sliding back and forth here. So rocking yourself through the collarbones. Think about reaching your lowest rib away from your hip bones. Exhale, press back and rock back, round and curl. Holding here, pressing out of the floor, hollowing the belly, squeezing the back of your thighs to help you keep pulling tailbone under. One more time, inhale, belly drops down, shoulder blades squeeze, eyes and chest lift. Exhale, we rock back, child's pose. Take your knees wide. As you inhale, round and curl, we come back up. Take your toes in line with your knees, so nice wide stance. Melt your hips down and forward. Wrap your shoulder blades around the spine, bend your elbows, and then slowly make your way down to the floor. My favorite morning stretch of all time. Press yourself up to the forearms. Slide your right leg up beside you, just to hip height. You don't need to be all the way up, just hip height. Take your left arm, weave it all the way under. So you want to bring the back of your left shoulder blade all the way across the midline of your mat. And then roll your chest open to the sky. Oof. So 2 ways to get into this supine twist stretch. My favorite way is to keep it a little bit deeper. So I keep both of my hip bones facing the mat and I rotate from my upper body. This can be super deep and really intense. If you can't breathe, you're pushing a little too hard. So you can continue to roll over onto your hip so that the right stacks directly on top of the left. You choose, or a little bit of in between. Inhale, we get nice and long through the spine. Exhale, deepen your twist. Again, deep breath in, create length through the spine. Press your top hip down and away. Exhale, twist. You can even kind of like arch your low back and then tuck your bum under and see how that shifts the stretch throughout that low back. Left hand, I like to take to my right thigh, and I keep encouraging length by pressing my hip down and away. Back to center, unravel and release. Let's switch. Left leg up. Right arm under. We roll open. Sometimes when I'm lucky, I get a little adjustment. But we are the tightest, like when we wake up in the morning. So if these are feeling a little more intense than usual, it's just because we've just rolled out, most of us. I don't know where you all are. Ooh, some of you, I know it's Europe and it's like already 3 p.m., 2 p.m. Nice, slowly come back into center, unravel. Both hands underneath your shoulders, we lift up a little cobra for 3. Doesn't have to be high. And release. Coming back up for 2, and as you lift, pull the heel of your hand towards your hips. Slingshot your heart open. Doesn't have to be high. Good, and release. Last one, inhale, we lift up. Cobra, hold here. Heel of the hand towards the hips. Elbows squeeze in and down. Shoulders away from your ears. 3, 2, we press back, child's pose, hips to heels. So just know that as we move through, if you need a second to take a break, to reintegrate, to catch yourself, you always come back to active rest in child's pose. Try not to get up and leave your mat. Try not to give into the distractions or all the multiple doorways and opportunities to run. You stay in your flow, stay in your meditation. And that doesn't mean that you have to be doing the most. It's just to commit to being here with your breath, with your body. Everything else can wait for now. It'll be waiting for you when we get there. As you inhale, round and curl. Exhale, tuck your toes, wave the spine up and back, downward facing dog. Give yourself a second to work it out. Bend one knee, straighten the other. Working your way through your feet. Just feeling where your body's at today. With your inhale, lift up high to the tiptoes. Roll your sit bones a little higher, melt your heart a little bit closer. Drop both heels over to your right. Bend your knees. So it's kind of like side plank, but still down dog. So keep pressing your chest back. Keep lifting your hips high. Squeeze right shoulder towards right hip and feel that beautiful stretch through the left side torso. And there's really no right or wrong way. So if you have an opportunity to switch sides, there's no right or wrong. So like you can kind of like move around, do whatever you want with your feet. My rule is if it feels weird, it's weird. So you have to make it work for you. And like sometimes it's weird because we don't fully understand what we're doing yet, and that's fine. But like when it's truly weird, you just know. Just leave it alone. Roll your sit bones a little higher, melt your heart a little closer, keeping the heels high and the tailbone high. Bend your knees and press your chest to your thighs. Relax your neck. Wrap your elbows to the floor, but without bending them. So it's just like a engagement. Elbows wrap down. Press away from your index finger, your middle finger. Press forward, high plank. And hold. Shoulders over elbows, elbows over wrists. Hips and shoulders same height. And don't sink into the mat. Rise out of it. Press down to go up for 3. Wake up your whole body, all your attention, all your focus, the full power of your breath in through your nose, out of your nose. 3, 2, right toes flow. Pull the heart forward, reach the toes away. And the leg isn't high, it's just a couple inches off the floor. Nice, switch. Press into your fingertips as you float the left toes. Try not to sit in the heels of the hands. Nice, drop your toes up and back, turbo dog. Soften the knees, relax your neck. Pull the tailbone all the way up and back through space. 3, 2. Again, we press forward, high plank. Right toes float, hold. Right knee, right elbow, squeeze. Take it up and back to the sky. 3-legged dog. Bend the top knee, open up your hip. Ooh. Okay, moments for yourself here. So you can either drop that left forearm down to the floor. It brings you a little deeper into the back of the left hamstring. You can make big hip circles with your right leg. You can bend and stretch, or you can stay in stillness. I also like to play with the difference of like really opening up my hip wide stacking right on top of left, and then closing hips off so both hips face the floor. And just noticing the shift in sensation in that hamstring. Right knee comes down to the floor, right underneath the hip, not too far forward. Left toes float back. Hands are right underneath the shoulders. We're going to trace the rib cage all the way down. You look forward, you lean in. And we go 3. Good. And up. Nice. 2. And up. Tuck the bottom toes under. If you chin stand, go for it. Otherwise, we stay down and we hold for 3. For 2. Nice, we come back up. Kick your right foot off the mat, open the left hand up to the sky, modified half moon. Bend your top knee in, squeeze heel to bum. Or you can squeeze shin to chest and catch that big toe in front of you and pull it up to the sky. So at any moment, there's like a million levels that you can choose to access, all within the same space or the same starting place. You choose what you need. 3. Stretch, strength, or play, or creativity. 2. Nice. Slowly we release. Both hands come down to the floor. Lift it up and back to the sky. 3-legged dog. And this one, keep the hip closed. Good. Left knee to nose. For 1. Inhale, kick back. Left knee to nose. 2. Belly hollow, hips high. Inhale, kick back. Last one, knee to nose. 3. Kick that left leg out underneath you. It can either slide away for a stretch, leaning back, or press away from the front hand. Stand in that back foot and lift the left inner ankle up. 3. 2. Downward facing dog. Inhale, we move forward. High plank. Drop your knees. Look forward. Lean forward. 3 modified chaturangas. Forward and down. 3. No lower than 90. Elbow squeeze in. Nice. Slide forward as you go down. 2. Slide up and back. Last one. 3. We hold it here. Elbows squeeze the rib cage. Stay here or float the knees. 3. Press forward off the toes more. 2. 2. 2. Okay, all the way down. We lift up, cobra, 1 time. We release. We go back. Down dog. High to tiptoes. Walk your hands back to meet your feet. Grab opposite elbows and hang. I was gonna go right back into plank, but I think our wrists need a little bit of a moment here. So feet at least hip width, which is about like 2, 2.5, sometimes 3 knuckle width side by side. I like to give myself room. Generally, the wider your feet are, the less intense on the back of the hamstrings. The closer your feet are, the deeper the stretch. Lift all 10 toes off your mat. We shake the head, yes. We shake the head, no. You can stay here in the forward fold, or perhaps a couple leapfrogs, big toes together, heels touch, shoulders stack over the wrists, and you jump up and down. Looking to catch that hover. 3, 2. Let's walk it out. Downward facing dog. Inhale, we move forward, high plank. Elbows wrap back, arms hug in, hips and shoulders same height. Left toes float. Left knee, left elbow, bing. Inhale, up and back, 3-legged dog. Bend the top knee, open up your hip. Moments for yourself. Bottom leg never needs to be straight. The heel also doesn't have to touch the floor. We can get there in time, but always making sure we're never locked into any joints. You don't want to lock into your elbows, your wrist, your knee. Always a little micro baby bend. Left knee comes down to the floor. Right toes flow back behind you. Look forward, we lean in. So when you're tracing the rib cage, you're really over exaggerating those elbows. really over exaggerating. They stay stuck the whole time. This last one, if you kick up, you go. Otherwise, we hold here. Elbows are right over top of the wrist, not behind. 3, 2, three-legged dog, up and back. Close that hip. Baby toes face the floor. Press that right heel back. Knee to nose. 3. Inhale. Back forward for 2. Inhale. Last one, knee to nose. Kick it out. You choose. Oh, I forgot something. We'll come back to it. 3. 2. Nice, step back. Downward facing dog. Drop your knees down to the floor. My bad, y'all. Kick that left foot off the mat. Kick that right foot out. Modified half moon. Bend the top knee in. Press away from the floor. Out of that shoulder joint. Okay, we come back. Downward facing dog. This time, walk your feet to meet your hands, very top edge of the mat. So if you're someone who's tighter, leave yourself space between your feet. If you want more of a stretch, big toes touch, heels separate. You can either grab opposite elbows or behind your head, like when you do a sit-up. Wherever you are, let the belly parachute back to the spine. Release your hands. Head and hands stay heavy and we slowly roll all the way up. One vertebrae at a time. When you get to the top, shoulders move up, back, and down. We stand tall in our Tadasana. Ta-da! If you haven't yet, set an intention for your practice or for your day. And if it's not an intention, maybe just make a wish. Or dedicate it to someone you love and miss. I didn't mean to rhyme there. It just happened that way. When you're ready, deep breath in. Reach up, look up. Lock it in. Exhale to fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Hands to the mat, step back, high plank. Always drop your knees if you need to. Chaturanga, slow. Inhale. Cobra or up dog. Exhale, down dog. One breath in. One breath out, draw back. Inhale, high to tiptoes, look forward, bend the knees, walk or jump your feet to the top. Halfway lift. Forward fold. Inhale, reach up and look up all the way to stand. Exhale, fold. Halfway lift. Hands to the mat, step back, high. Chaturanga, low. Dropping your knees is underrated, do it. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, high to tiptoes, look forward, bend the knees, walk or jump your feet to meet your hands. Halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale to stand, reach up and look up. Maybe a back bend. Exhale, fold. Ooh. Halfway lift. Hands to the floor, step back high. Low. Up. And back. Deep breath in. Big breath out. Inhale, high to tiptoes, look forward. Bend the knees. You either stay here, looking forward in turbo dog, or you are jumping outside your hands. If you don't want to jump, you can also do a walk. Keep your bum high and then sit low. And then you can walk it back. Otherwise, jumping outside and back, using momentum to your advantage, so no double bouncing.